The footage that just leaked has left the entire WNBA in shock. Angel Reese, one of the most talked-about stars in women's basketball, has just been caught on video exploding in the Chicago Sky locker room, then storming out in a fury. Fans are stunned, coaches are scrambling, and the franchise is in chaos. Right after a devastating loss, Reese was seen in a fiery confrontation with her own head coach. Voices were raised. Profanities flew, and before anyone could calm the situation, Angel threw her towel, pointed at her coach, and walked out of the locker room in front of the entire team. No warning, no apology. Just gone. Now, insiders are leaking footage. Players are speaking out anonymously, and fans are demanding to know what really happened behind that slammed door. Did the pressure finally break Angel Reese, or has the coaching staff been pushing her too far behind the scenes? One thing is clear. This wasn't just a disagreement, it was a meltdown. And the fallout could change everything for the Chicago Sky. With millions now watching the viral footage, everyone is asking the same question, ... Is Angel Reese done in Chicago? From the moment Angel Reese entered the WNBA, she carried more than just expectations. She carried an entire movement. Dubbed the Bayou Barbie, she was already a cultural icon before stepping foot on a professional court. Her swagger, her confidence, and her unapologetic dominance in college made her a lightning rod for attention, praise, and controversy. So when the Chicago Sky drafted her, they weren't just bringing in a talented rookie, they were inviting the spotlight. And for a while, it worked. Angel brought a new energy to the Sky. Her rebounding was relentless, her defense intimidating, her presence magnetic. Ticket sales soared. Social media buzzed. Suddenly, a team that had faded from the national conversation was trending again. Angel was everywhere, on talk shows, in commercials, and dominating TikTok and ESPN highlights alike. But behind the scenes, tensions were slowly simmering, according to sources close to the team. The Chicago Sky's coaching staff, led by a hard-nosed, veteran head coach, wasn't prepared for the Angel effect. Her style, her fame, and her growing influence created friction. Angel was being treated like a rookie, but her stardom demanded more. She wanted leadership roles. She wanted respect. She wanted to win her way. And then came the losses. After a string of brutal defeats, some of which were blowouts, reporters began asking tough questions. Why wasn't the team gelling? Why were rotations so inconsistent? Why was Angel benched during crucial stretches of the game? The coaching staff blamed execution. But Angel's body language said something different, and insiders began whispering that the relationship between Reese and the head coach had quietly unraveled. Closed-door meetings turned heated. Film sessions got tense. What started as professional disagreements evolved into personal resentment. One insider even described the vibe as toxic. Then came the boiling point. After a particularly embarrassing loss, where Angel scored in single digits and spent most of the fourth quarter on the bench, the locker room exploded. Cameras weren't supposed to be rolling, but someone leaked the footage. In it, you can see Angel Reese standing, yelling, pointing directly at her coach as teammates sit in stunned silence. The coach responds. Angel doesn't back down. The argument escalates and, then, with a dramatic sweep of her towel, she storms out. No post-game interviews. No media availability. Just silence. That silence was broken the next morning when the video hit social media. It spread like wildfire. Fans were horrified. Others supported her. The basketball world was instantly divided. Was Angel being disrespected by a coach who couldn't handle her fire? Or was this the latest example of a star letting her ego outpace her role? Whatever the truth is, one thing's certain. This wasn't just a bad game or a bad night. This was a fracture in the foundation of the Chicago Sky. And now the entire WNBA is watching to see what comes next. The locker room had turned into a war zone, and while the public only saw the 30-second viral clip, those who were there said the full meltdown lasted much longer, and it wasn't just Angel and the coach going back and forth. Other players reportedly chimed in. Some tried to calm things down. Others chose sides. One assistant coach allegedly had to physically step between Angel and the head coach after she threw her warm-up towel across the room and started pacing toward him. According to a source inside the Sky organization, this wasn't just a spur-of-a-moment outburst, it had been building for weeks. The source claims Angel had been voicing frustrations behind closed doors about how she was being used on the court. She felt her minutes were inconsistent, her role unclear, and worst of all, her leadership was being dismissed. She wanted more plays run through her in the post. She wanted defensive assignments that matched her intensity, but every time she spoke up, it was met with resistance from the coaching staff. What pushed things over the edge was a shocking move made mid-game. Angel was benched for nearly the entire third quarter. Despite the team trailing by double digits, cameras caught her expression as she sat stiff on the bench, arms folded, barely speaking to anyone. She wasn't injured. She wasn't in foul trouble, and she wasn't given an explanation. After the game, when the coach began his usual post-game breakdown in the locker room, Angel interrupted. She asked one question. "Why am I sitting when we're getting blown out?" The coach tried to brush it off. Angel didn't let it go. That's when voices started to rise. Then came the twist no one saw coming, as tensions hit their peak. A teammate whose name hasn't been confirmed stood up and sided with the coach. According to multiple insiders, the player accused Angel of making everything about herself. That she was chasing highlight reels and brand deals instead of buying into the team system. Those words hit like a gut punch. Angel was stunned. This wasn't just about strategy anymore. This was personal. A betrayal from within. She turned around and just stared at her like she couldn't believe what she heard, said one source. You could feel the temperature in the room drop. The two didn't come to blows, but the verbal exchange was brutal. Angel allegedly shouted, "Say that to my face outside this room," before storming out. She didn't return. Not for the post-game huddle. Not for the media. Not even for the team flight the next morning. What should have been a tough loss quickly turned into a full-on crisis. And now the Chicago Sky find themselves with a fractured locker room, a superstar who feels alienated, and a coaching staff under fire from all directions. But the worst part? This wasn't over because just hours later, a second video would surface, and this one, it changed everything. Just when fans thought it couldn't get worse, the internet exploded again. Roughly 6 hours after the first clip of Angel storming out went viral, a second, longer video began circulating, this time with audio. It was grainy, shot from behind a duffel bag in the corner of the locker room, but what it captured was undeniable. In the video, you can clearly hear the coach yelling, "You're not bigger than this team, Angel," to which she fires back, "This team wouldn't even be relevant without me." The moment that line hit Twitter, all hell broke loose. Fans began taking sides. Some applauded Angel's confidence, calling her the face of the franchise and the reason people even watch Chicago Sky games. Others saw it as arrogance proof. She cared more about her image than team unity. But the real shocker came in the second half of the video, when a voice believed to be another starter mocked Angel while she was still in the room. "She always talking like she's her, but can't even shoot from the arc," the voice said, followed by muffled laughter from at least two other players. Angel didn't respond at first. She was seated, head down, gripping a towel. Then she stood up slowly, walked toward the door, and without looking back, said, "Y'all fake as hell. Don't speak to me off the court." Then the door slammed. It was devastating to watch. A young star, betrayed by the very teammates she was trying to lead. And for the first time, fans saw a different side of Angel, not just fiery, not just proud but hurt. Insiders say the leak sent panic through the organization. The PR team scrambled to issue a statement, claiming the footage was unauthorized and unverified, but it was too late. Millions had seen it. It was reposted by ESPN personalities, WNBA analysts, and even several NBA players weighing in. Shaquille O'Neal posted, "If that was my teammate, we're throwing hands. Respect your star." Meanwhile, Candace Parker simply tweeted a broken heart emoji, but inside the Chicago Sky facility, things were spiraling. Sources say Angel refused to return to practice the next day and stopped responding to team messages. Her agent allegedly demanded a meeting with the front office, questioning the team's ability to protect their franchise player. Meanwhile, the coaching staff went into full damage control mode, trying to prevent a full locker room revolt, and just when it seemed like this could be resolved behind closed doors, another blow landed. A private group chat between several players was accidentally exposed on Instagram Live, showing them joking about the incident and referring to Angel as Reebok Barbie. The nickname immediately went viral and, not in a good way. Angel Reese was no longer just at odds with her coach. She was at war with her own team. And fans knew this wasn't just a rough patch. It was something deeper. Something broken. And it wasn't clear if it could ever be fixed. The fallout was instant, and the noise was deafening. Social media split into warring factions within minutes of the footage leak. On X, formerly Twitter, Hashtag Reebok Barbie trended alongside Angel Reese. Locker room fight, and Chicago sky imploding. Everyone had an opinion and nobody was staying silent. Fans who once proudly wore Reese's jersey were now questioning her leadership. One viral post read, "You don't walk out on your team, period, no matter what." Another countered, "They were laughing at her face to face. How would you react? Angel's human too." Even the media jumped. In Fast. Stephen A. Smith, on First Take, was fiery. "You cannot have your star player being mocked in her own locker room. That's toxic. That's sabotage. And if the coach let that happen, he's lost control." Meanwhile, on Inside the WNBA, analysts debated whether Angel's brand had become too big for the franchise. One analyst, speaking anonymously, said, "She's more valuable to Reebok than the sky at this point. They should trade her before this explodes any further." That comment made it worse. Within hours, fake trade rumors began spreading. One claimed Angel was headed to the Las Vegas Aces in a blockbuster locker room swap. Another wild tweet said Reese's team was in talks with overseas clubs to save her image from WNBA embarrassment. Meanwhile, Reebok itself broke its silence, sort of. They posted a cryptic story featuring Angel in a hoodie, eyes hidden, behind dark shades, with the text, "Unbothered, unmatched, undeniable." The timing wasn't lost on anyone. But perhaps the most surprising reactions came from other WNBA players. Caitlin Clark posted nothing but liked a tweet that said, "Being the star is hard, but being a leader is harder." The like was later removed, but screenshots had already gone viral. Aces forward Aja Wilson tweeted, "Who, this league gone test your peace, protect your peace at all costs, sis." And former WNBA star Schwincash commented, "This is why culture matters. Talent wins games. Culture wins seasons." The locker room mayhem had become a national talking point. Debate shows, TikTok reactions, podcast segments, everyone wanted a piece of the Angel Reese drama. But one thing was becoming clear. This wasn't just a team issue anymore. It was a league-wide spotlight moment. And the next bombshell. It was coming fast, just when the chaos seemed like it couldn't spiral any further. A leaked voice memo hit the internet like a nuclear bomb. Allegedly recorded just minutes after the locker room altercation. The voice in the memo, believed to be Angel Reese, can be heard venting furiously into her phone. "I'm not staying here if they treat me like this. I don't care what deals I got. I'm done." That single line sent fans and media into full panic mode. Was Angel threatening to leave the team? Was this just an emotional outburst or something more permanent? Within hours, an anonymous source from inside the Sky organization spoke to a local Chicago outlet, confirming what everyone feared. She walked out, not just for the day. She left the city, packed a bag, and flew out that night. She hasn't been back since. Then came the footage. Security camera leaks from inside the arena's parking lot showed Angel Reese getting into a black SUV, visibly distraught, escorted by what appeared to be Reebok reps, not team staff. And that's not all. The team's next scheduled practice, Angel didn't show. The following game, Reese's name was scrubbed from the starting lineup with no explanation. The team put out a generic DNP, personal reasons, statement, but insiders say the decision wasn't mutual. Even more shocking, WNBA officials were reportedly briefed that Angel may be seeking a formal grievance against the Chicago Sky. Rumors swirled that she and her representatives were assembling a legal case citing hostile work environment and internal harassment. The league, meanwhile, went silent, and then, in a move that nobody saw coming, a cryptic post from Reebok's official account emerged late that night. It was a black screen with a white date stamped across the middle. August 1st, she speaks. Number, logo. No mention of Angel. But fans knew exactly what it meant. Now the question isn't what happened in the locker room. It's what Angel Reese is about to reveal next. Because whatever she's planning to say on August 1st, it's going to shake the WNBA to its core. So now the entire WNBA world is holding its breath. Angel Reese walked out. The locker room footage is out. Her name is missing from the starting lineup. And that eerie August 1st teaser from Reebok has fans bracing for something massive. The only question is, what will Angel Reese say when she finally breaks her silence? Will she confirm the fight with the coach? Will she expose behind-the-scenes drama that's been bubbling all season? Or is this bigger, something involving her teammates, her contract, or even the league itself? This isn't just a story about a single walkout. This is a reckoning, because if Angel truly feels betrayed, isolated, or mistreated by her own team and she's ready to go public with it, this could explode into one of the biggest scandals the WNBA has ever faced. The timing couldn't be more intense. The Chicago Sky are mid-season, trying to stay afloat in the standings. Angel Reese was their breakout star, their biggest draw, their face of the franchise. But now, it looks like she's ready to burn it all down and the fans are lining up to watch, so here's what you need to do. Subscribe right now if you want every single leak, every twist, and every insider update the minute it drops. Because when August 1st hits, we'll be right here breaking down every word of Angel's statement frame by frame. Message by message, reaction by reaction. Turn on notifications. Don't miss a second, and in the comments, let us know, was Angel Reese justified in walking out? Or did she let her emotions go too far? We're not done yet, this storm is just getting started.